Well, greetings, beloveds, and peace be with you. I'm Reverend Mitzi, and welcome to UNTIE of Tempe. So it's January the 21st, and January for many is a month which begins with great enthusiasm. This year will be different. Then, by the third week, goals, especially if they're not written down and we're not looking at them daily, they are about as stable as a Wi-Fi signal in the wilderness. And our doubts may start yelling. Enter the infamous not of not, which gives us two choices: be defeated or untangle it. So today we're going to untangle it. And untangling our not of not requires us to spiritualize our consciousness. Now, spiritualize our consciousness, this sounds, as Ron likes to say, a term of a high level of abstraction. He loves to say that when he hears things like that. He's like, that sounds like a high level of abstraction. So, to make it less abstract, we're going to break it down, this term, spiritualizing our consciousness, in practical terms. So first of all, the word spiritualize. What does it mean? Let's say it together. To purify from the corrupting influence of the world. Well, what does that mean? Well, think of the impact that many things have on your thoughts. Someone says something negative to you, or you hear something you don't like on the news. Do we ever hear things we like on the news? I mean, let's be real, right? Or you pay attention to your own misaligned beliefs, and no longer are your thoughts pure and wonderful and magnificent and supporting you. They've been corrupted. So to spiritualize means to impregnate with spirit, to be full of spirit. And it means to spiritualize means inviting spirit to the party of your life, making every moment a divine dance. Don't you love that? Inviting spirit to the party of your life. Whose life is a party? If it's not, why not? Yes, right? And making every moment a divine dance. So now the word consciousness. Well, that's a word that we hear all the time, right? But what does it really mean? And how do we sum it up in a sentence? Well, how about, let's read it. Consciousness, the composite of all ideas, thoughts, emotions, sensations, and knowledge, both that which we are and are not aware of in body, mind, soul, and spirit. So, here's something really big to think about. The totality of consciousness is not only your thoughts and your actions, but also the thoughts and actions of everyone who has ever lived on this planet. That's a lot, right? So the total summation of everything that has ever happened, everything we are aware of, and not aware of in history. So what does spiritualizing our consciousness begin with? Well, it begins with something that we proclaim and we know about, and that's why we gather here on Sundays, and that is that we have a divine nature and understanding that we are more than our physical body or worldly identity. Everyone, right? We're more than this physical body and this worldly identity. So here's another idea about spiritualizing our consciousness. What does it involve? A process of aligning our thoughts, beliefs, and feelings with a higher spiritual reality. That's why we're here. We don't want to get stuck in all of that stuff. We want to align with that higher spiritual reality. And when we choose to move to a higher state of consciousness, what do? We choose to align with the divine mind. Some of us might call it the God mind. To reveal that which is lovely, that which is holy, and that which is our truth. Yet sometimes in trying to move to that higher place of consciousness, well, we can get all knotted up in a knot of not. Anyone? Yes. Well, what is this not of not to which I'm speaking? Well, it is the ultimate party crasher, which loves to whisper unsweet nothings like, you can't do this. You're not smart enough. It's already been done before. All of us have at some point had a not thought. Anyone not ever had a not thought? You might even have had one to this morning as you were getting ready. Oh, my stomach looks so poochy. This is one of my favorite ones. My stomach looks so poochy. Not a thing fits me right today. Why on earth did I have that German chocolate cake and that dinosaur-sized brownie the other night? What was I thinking? Or maybe we take an unfavorable comment someone makes about us and we start believing it's true. Anyone ever not done that? So it boils down to one thing. And what is this one thing? It's not believing in our awesomeness. Not believing in our awesomeness. We get tangled up in these knots, and when this happens, we find ourselves hanging out not in the land of I am, in the land of I am. We find ourselves hanging out in the land of I am not. But remember, one of the UNTIE 12 powers is power, right? It's so we've got the power of power on our side, and it's like being a superhero without the spandex suit. Now, of course, if you want to wear a spandex suit, that is absolutely fine. Some of us wear Spanx sometimes, and that's all good too. But our superpower is positive affirmations. For we align with our power by consciously speaking and affirming positive words of truth. But sometimes we become super villains, telling ourselves and others things like, I can't, I'm not, I shouldn't, and these lies multiply like gremlins in a swimming pool. I can't do it. I'm not clever enough. I don't have the skills. I'm not worthy. I'm too old. I'm too young. My hair's not right today. I have no hair. We tell ourselves these lies and we get trapped in them. And we're not content with just telling ourselves these lies at times because we invite others to get hooked into these false beliefs that we have about ourselves. And the more that we convince ourselves and others about our false beliefs, what happens? The more ingrained they become. And soon these false beliefs start multiplying like uninvited guests. Oh, you have that belief about relationships. Well, let me tell you how bad your relationship is with money also. And let me tell you how sick you really are. And let me tell you how no one really likes you. And not a thing you makes a difference. Nothing you do will ever make any difference. And soon all those beliefs are tangled up. And we are not just hanging out in the land of not, we're dwelling in it. Now, there's a famous passage in Matthew's gospel that I know you all know. Let's look at it. Then Jesus went into the temple of God and drove out all those who bought and sold in the temple, and overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold doves. And he said to them, "It is written, my house shall be called a house of prayer. But you have made it a den of thieves." So why did I share that? Because when we tell ourselves those lies, we take our house of prayer, our divine temple, and we make it a den of thieves. We make it into a flea market of falsehoods that needs to be overturned. And all those lies that we tell ourselves, what do? They rob us of the magnificence that we truly are. I want you to say to yourself right now, in fact, say it out loud, I am awesome. With gusto, I am awesome. Turn to someone, tell them, you are awesome. You are awesome. We are awesome. Yes. Because when we tell ourselves those lies, they rob us of those things that are ours to do and of sharing the gifts in the way that only we can do. And the best way to neutralize this den of thieves is, of course, by daily spiritual practices, since the supervillains love to hide out in the recesses of your mind, always ready to seduce you with some great deal on a timeshare in the land of naught. And you can state a firm no by being open to good, remaining centered in your spiritual truth, and being willing, even when things are really poopy, of seeing a different way, of being open to a different way of looking at things. For example, once a thirsty piece of rope walked into a bar and ordered a drink. The bartender said, "We don't serve rope here." And so dejected, the rope went outside and sat on the pavement. And he began affirming that his thirst would be quenched. And suddenly, a divine idea came to him, and following the guidance, he knotted himself up. He frayed his ends. He rolled around in the rocks and the dirt, and in this knotted up, frayed up state, went back into the bar and said, "I'd like a drink, please." And the bartender said, "Hey, aren't you that same piece of rope that came in a few moments before?" To which the rope replied, "No, sir, I am afraid not." I know, cheesy, but I love it. And what does it show us? It shows us that we can be in a dejected space, a space where things are really not going as well as we had planned, and we can still allow ourselves to be open to divine ideas. There's a prayer that I found several years ago, and I just love it. It's not really a unity prayer, but it's a beautiful prayer, and so I'm going to share that. The Knots Prayer. Let's just say it together. Dear God, untie the knots that are in my mind, heart, and life. Remove the have-nots, the cannots, and the do-nots that I have in my mind. Erase the will-nots, may-nots, might-nots that may find a home in my heart. Release me from the could-nots, would-nots, and should-nots that obstruct my life. And most of all, remove from my mind, heart, and life all of the am-nots that I have allowed to hold me back, especially the thought that I am not good enough. And so it is. The author of this is unknown. Did you like that prayer? I love that prayer. I almost think we should include that, right? Because it's so in our weekly prayer. But you know what? You could take a picture of it or find it, and it would be a great thing to include in your daily repertoire as a daily cleansing, a powerful cleansing. Because you have things that you're here to do. You have things you're here to do on life, and those what-nots and would-nots and could-nots and all of that is just a bunch of rubbish getting in the way. And so you say this and you begin to align with your most powerful self, because you remember that all of us are so much more than we let ourselves believe. I want you to put this in the first person. I am so much more than I let myself believe. Again, I am so much more than I let myself believe. And we have to do this with gusto. I am so much more than I let myself believe. Now, whenever you're going through something, remember this. Remember the Knots Prayer. Remember this. Last Thursday's daily word, which we read on Zoom, on our Zoom prayer call, because every Thursday we have a prayer call, which we'd love you to be a part of on Zoom at 10 a.m., and we always read the daily word for that day together. Well, that daily word really gave me the inspiration to do this message today. And the daily word, I want you to listen very very intently to this. It said, I find my empowerment by living from my divinity. Today, I give myself permission to shine. Do you give yourself permission to shine? Yes. I need not wait for anyone to give me anything, because at the level of spirit, I have everything I could ever need. At the level of spirit, we have everything we could ever need. I am a divine being endowed with so many spiritual gifts that are mine to use as only I can. This is my empowerment, my ability to create the life of my highest imagining through the power of my thoughts and actions. This part really spoke to me. I drop the weight of limiting beliefs that have held me back. Think of that. Think of those limiting beliefs. I want you to think of them, and I want you to throw them down. Physically do that. Throw them down. MGM's throwing them down. I guess the rest of us want to hold on to them. I don't. Throw them down. Throw them down. In the past, I may have not told myself I didn't deserve the life I wanted, that I couldn't do the things I most wanted to do. Now, I tell myself a different story. Let's say this together. I am deserving. I am capable. And I am empowered to accomplish all I set out to do. Think of something that's on your goal list this year. Whatever it is, it can be something that you think, well, that's not that big. Doesn't matter. Think of it and say this again. I am deserving, I am capable, and I am empowered to accomplish all I set out to do. So we're going to anchor all of this with a meditation right now. So I invite you to put your both feet on the floor if it's comfortable for you to do so. Hands, palms upward on your lap if that's comfortable. That's a stance of receiving. And allow yourself to turn inward to a place of quiet and peace within yourself. If it's comfortable, close your eyes if they're not already closed. And take a deep, soothing breath. Inhale slowly, filling your lungs with hope and positivity. And exhale gently, releasing any lingering doubts or fears. Now imagine a soft, radiant light above you, symbolizing the divine presence. This light gently descends, enveloping you in its warm embrace. Feel its comforting presence, reminding you of your intrinsic worth and divine nature. Now envision a knot within you, representing the knots, those thoughts of I am not good enough, I cannot do this, I do not deserve. Observe this knot without judgment, simply acknowledging its presence. And as you breathe in the light of divinity, imagine it gently touching this knot. With each breath, the light grows brighter and the knot begins to loosen. The restricting beliefs and doubts start to unravel, releasing their hold on you. With each exhalation, let go of a strand of the knot. Release the thought of I am not able, and replace it with I am capable. Let go of I do not deserve and affirm I am worthy. As you release each knot, feel yourself becoming lighter, more aligned with your true presence. Visualize yourself standing tall, unburdened, your heart open to the endless possibilities that life offers. As we conclude this meditation, gently bring your awareness back to the present, allowing yourself to come back slowly. Take a deep breath. Coming back slowly, gently. Becoming aware again of the room. Feeling refreshed and renewed, carrying with you the knowledge of your divine nature and the power to untie any knots of knot that may appear. And when you're ready, open your eyes and greet the world with a renewed sense of purpose and empowerment. Did you let go of some knots? Kind of like going to the chiropractor for our mind and our thoughts, right? So before I play the next song, take a deep breath. Allow yourself to be fully present. And I invite you now to stand up. This is the superhero pose. Did you know this? Let's do it. Your knuckles are on your hip, your feet are a little apart. 17 seconds. And so it is. Now, stay standing if you want. During the song, you can stay up. You can stay in your superhero pose, or you may sit, either, whichever you like. And any time that you're thinking, I can't, do this. Practice it, because it aligns our body with a powerful stance. If you can't stand, do it where you can sit. All right. So, as we play this song, you may choose to stand or sit, either way.
I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power.
All right, freeform dance.
There's nothing I can't do.
I've got the power
to be anything I want.
I've got the power inside of me.
Yeah.
I've got the power inside of me.
Every day I'm wasting my time thinking that someone else is gonna do it all for me. I've got to
Get up, get out, get it.
just get started. Take one step towards my destiny. Then I'll
Find my direction with clear-cut intention.
declare what will be, and then just watch it come to me.
'Cause I've got the power.
To make all my dreams come true.
I've got the power.
Honey, there ain't nothing I can't do.
I've got the power.
To be anything I want.
I've got the power inside of me.
I've got the power inside of me.
Talk to me now, David.
There are days when I feel that I'm just no good. Days when I don't even want to try. But when I stop, look and listen and surrender, I hear a voice of truth I cannot deny. It says you know you can do it, girlfriend, just get down to it.
Have faith in yourself and the will to see it through.
'Cause I've got the power.
To make all my dreams come true.
I've got the power.
There ain't nothing I can't do.
I've got the power.
To be anything I want.
I've got the power inside of me. I've got the power inside of me.
In those times when I feel so frightened and it seems like I just can't go on, I need to look deep inside, 'cause that's where I find the power, the power, the power inside of me. Yeah. I got the power.
I've got the power.
You got the power. You got the power. You got the power.
I've got the power.
I got the power now.
I've got the power inside of me.
Are you feeling it?
I've got the power inside of me.
I got it. All right, so we're gonna sing this together. I got the power. You got the power. We got the power.
I got the power. You got the power. We got the power. I got the power. You got the power. We got the power. I got the power. You got the power. We got the power.
Sing with us.
I got the power. You got the power. We got the power. I got the power.
We're gonna do this for about 10 hours,
We
just
got
over
the
and over
power.
until you get it.
I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power.
I got the power. You
Got the power, we got the power. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. Power!
I can tell you that Jeannie will probably be at home doing this. Yes. Yes. And when those days where you feel just like, ugh, I had that on Friday. I had something happen, and I spent 2 hours really being. It was a big thing. It was a big traumatic. I'll share it sometime, but it was a big PTSD trauma response to some childhood stuff and everything. So for 2 hours, I was like, "Whoa," you know. And but creating this message really got me empowered. And that superhero stance, you're like, seriously, just do it. Because it involves putting ourselves up and getting out of this. When we're dejected, we're like this. So it moves our physiology. So, anyways, I love that song because we all have the power within us, indeed, to create those things that we want to create. So let us say together, I am a beloved child of God, here to be an ambassador of good. Yes, we are. And it is time to share our financial blessings right now. And so let us start with the bottom part. If you are giving electronically, I just invite you to, or however you're giving, put your phone or your gift in your left hand, cover it over with your right, and say, I give my tithes and offerings to God, and I reap 1,000,000-fold. Now, I just heard a story about Rockefeller, and apparently he used to carry around with him during the Great Depression, because that's when he lived, he was around, right, he used to carry around tons of dimes, and he used to give them to everyone. He used to give them away. Sandra knows this story. And for every dime he gave away, he'd expect $1 back. Well, I think it worked for him. All right? So let us say together, I am a joyful sharer of my good. I remember that as I give, I receive, and that God is my source. Yes, indeed. And don't do the adding up yet, because I didn't get mine in yet. So I've got to write it out. All right. Wonderful, wonderful. And here is our Zelle and PayPal. Thank you, Kent, for being our minister of prayer, and for Glenda and Lois for collection today. We really appreciate that. We bless these gifts. We bless the giver and the receiver and the stewardship of their use. We know that every person who contributes in full faith and confidence receives back a bazillion-fold in every way, in every area of their life. And we also accept that for every prayer in the prayer box, that it is answered in the highest and best possible way. And so it is. Amen. So, oh my goodness, next week. I can't believe, where has January gone? It's like next week is the end of January. So it's time to bring collections in again, wonderful things. We had a great collection. So next January is our intentional collection for Matthew's Food Crossing, just to remind you that. And we should try and put that in the email as well. Oh my goodness, this coming Saturday and Sunday, Tempe blooms. Has anyone heard about this apart from me mentioning it last week? So they're going to do a lot of fun things. I don't know about it all, but take a look at downtowntempe.com events. Take a picture of this. They're going to have wonderful displays in different places. We are intending to go to this probably on Saturday. And this should be a wonderful experience. And then you might notice, oh, well, let me share. We went on the MLK Day parade in Mesa. They have a big parade there. And we walked with the Arizona Interfaith Movement. There were 4 of us, Joe Rojas, Joe Childs, myself, and Ron from UNIE of Tempe. It was wonderful. And you're saying, I didn't know about it. I want to go walking with you guys. Well, guess what? You have an opportunity coming up. This Saturday, we have the regional Unity Walk this coming Saturday. And everyone who attends gets a wonderful free T-shirt. It can be of your own city. It's not Unity churches. This is Unity for cities. So it's people from all of the cities walking. Phoenix and Chandler and Gilbert and Ahwatukee and Mesa and what is the one, the little one? No, the little tiny one. Guadalupe and all of the cities, yes, that make up our state here. And so it begins at 4:30, but honestly, I'd say come a little later than that. But make sure you figure out parking. You can go to tempe.gov Unity Walk. Who's walked in the Unity Walk before? Yeah, this is so much fun. We have a few flyers over here that you can take or take a picture of. It's wonderful. Maria's been on it. She's brought Victoria. Victoria rode her bike one year, and it's just so much fun. And even if you're like, I can't really walk that much, come be part of the beginning. Sandra rode the Metro to be with us last year. It was really fun. Metro, that's what you call it, right? I think. Underground tube. Not underground or tube. But anyways, it's a lot of fun, and we do it together and we have fun. So if you want more information, see MGM, Ron, and if you need my phone number, see me afterwards, and we'll meet up and we will walk together. It is a wonderful event. You won't believe how many people go on this and walk. It's just, no, you don't have to register. You just show up. Yes, and there's vendors and there's free food. So always good for free food. All right. So just remember that you are important. You matter, you make a difference, and you are loved. So I encourage you to be with us next week for more spiritual inspiration to support you in living your best life. Was this helpful today? Did this message today help you in living your best life? And think about who you can share Unity of Tempe with and invite to be here with us. Let us say our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. All is well, and we are grateful. Beloveds online, come be with us in person very soon. We'd love to see you. Have a blessed week.